His Excellency Mr. Abdel Fattah El-Sisi, President of Arab Republic of Egypt, to make his speech. Please, President El-Sisi, the floor is yours.
Shukran.
Thank you. In the name of Allah. In the name of Allah. Excellency Mr. Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan, Your Highnesses, Honorables and Excellencies, Presidents of the African states and governments, His Excellency Mr. Moussa Faki, the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, ladies and gentlemen, co-organizers of TICAD guests. At the outset, I would like to express my appreciation for His Excellency the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, and the people of Japan for the warm hospitality and the very well organization, as well as all the efforts exerted within the framework of the preparation of the Tokyo International Conference on African Development TICAD 7th Summit that starts today here in Yokohama, this Japanese city that's always one of the Japan's gates for openness and interaction with the outside world. I would like also to express my thanks for the co-organizers for the objective, excellent preparation for this summit and all the efforts, the ongoing and persistent efforts they are exerting in order to consolidate partnership between Africa and Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to talk to you today with this gathering that connects Africa with one of its oldest strategic partners, this partnership that's based on cooperation and achieving joint interests in order to push forward the developmental efforts in the countries of the African continent since it started in 1993. I can reiterate now that our partnership in the framework of TICAD achieved and yielded many achievements, also interacted positively with many of the international and regional givings. I'm talking to you today while I acknowledge the challenges that still affecting our countries and our partnership in this atmosphere that is engulfed by the commercial and economic protectionism, in addition to the pessimistic expectations of reduction in the world growth rate, also the high employment rates among its youth, and also the aggravation of climate change, engulfing also the conflicts engulfing the area. This is to exacerbate these challenges in a time that the aspirations of our peoples are growing. This makes it incumbent to, in these circumstances, to promote our cooperation on different developmental fields. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here gathering under this slogan of upgrading Africa through people's technology and innovation. It's a very rich slogan that paves the way for more cooperation, technology transfer, supporting the plans and programs of Africa's capacities, and also strengthening the human resources actually with the tools of today comes in great connection with our vision and also the developmental agenda 2063 and the achievement of the goals of the agenda 2030. In connection to this, I'm calling upon you to intensify our scientific and developmental cooperation in order to make use of the natural resources and capacities of Africa in diversifying the sources of energy. This is through the support of projects of renewable clean energy and to reduce the effects of climate change. Africa is committed to the protection of our planet through Paris Convention for Climate Change, and we are calling upon the advanced countries to be committed to the pledges, especially that they are the most affecting countries on this issue. And in the framework of TICAD7 and the importance we give to the role of the private sector, on behalf of Africa, I'm calling upon the world institutions and companies, the multinational companies and institutions, I'm calling upon them and inviting them to invest in our continent. Our markets are open. The investment conditions are very conducive. Our hands are extended for cooperation. Our lands are rich with wealth and opportunities. We have unwavering determination to build our future in different fields. I'm calling upon the regional, continental, and international finance institutions to shoulder the role in financing development in Africa and to provide the financial guarantees to build the capacities in our continent to contribute to strengthening investment and trade. I'm reminding you always that for each continent there are characteristics, and for each country as well. It's time now to have the best conditions from the financial institute to finance the efforts of development in Africa. In connection to the aforementioned points, I would like to mention or to single out three main points, three main pillars for the African transformation. First, the development of the African infrastructure through the transnational projects, especially through the projects of the priorities in Africa, like the land connection Cairo-Cape Town, electricity connection between North and South, and also the connection and linking Mediterranean Sea with the Victoria Lake, also railway projects and renewable energy projects. The second of these pillars is in connection to the activation of all the operational phases of the ACFTA. This is to contribute to the reduction of the commodities prices and will also increase the competitiveness of the African continent worldwide. Add to that, it will add to the attraction of investments and upgrade the economies in the continent. The third track is to put a priority to create more job opportunities, intensive labor employment, especially for youth. And through this, we have to intensify their investments internationally and continentally. And here, this title of the summit gives a new dimension amongst the member states of the African Union and Japan, based on the development of human resources through the encouragement of the African cadres, the young African cadres, to serve their countries. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the existing linkage between achievement of development and the maintenance of peace and stability, we here provide this ambitious plan, silencing the guns in all of Africa by 2020. Yet, we still have a long way to walk in order to turn this painful page of the conflicts that undermine the hopes of development and made an atmosphere very conducive to the spread of this pit of terrorism and extremism. Here I'm reiterating the dire need to support the framework policy of the African Union, that's PCRD, for reconstruction, post-conflict reconstruction and development, and the center of PCRD, that's to immunize the emerging countries from conflicts against the risks of relapse, and to build the capacities and institutes of these countries in order to shoulder the responsibility for the protection and consolidation of stability and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of what I have mentioned when I took over the presidency of the African Union. That's to say, partnership with Africa is a real chance to achieve joint gains and also a very profitable investment on different levels: economy, security, and development. Africa, very keen on strengthening its integration, is remained open to the whole world. We will seek deepening cooperation with the current partners of the continent in order to adopt implementable plans that's to yield concrete results for the continent. In conclusion, I'm looking forward to have achievable and concrete results from our summit in order to push forward the cooperation between Japan and the member states of the African Union, especially while our peoples are looking forward to the results of this summit. The aspired goal is remaining the translation of the recommendations and decisions issued by this summit into practical steps to guarantee the continuation of the achievements through the relations between Japan and the African Union, through the past decade and to continue our march to realize our joint interests. Thank you so much. Peace be upon you.